Tonight, you know it's going to be a rough tourney for your March Madness bracket when you pick Notre Dame and they lose in the first game of the tournament. Yes, I am brutal. Now, I only picked them to go to the Final Four, so I guess it's not that bad. Cauz, how's your bracket looking?
My bracket's looking much better than yours, Wheeler.
Rowan Barrett, how about yours?
My bracket's looking good right now.
Will?
Fantabulous, and I am on the clock. I'm basketball down. I'm ready to go.
I feel really good about myself right now. This is the Casino Rem Grill Room. And of course, we're starting with the tournament day one, a day of close one, guys. After number 11 Old Dominion upset Notre Dame, back-to-back overtime games with BYU outlasting Florida. Yeah, I like that guy, Jimmer Fredette right there. Number 2 seed Villanova taking to overtime by Robert, don't call me Zach Morris. It was ugly. Scotty Reynolds benched to start the game and didn't play like Scotty Reynolds, but they survived. And of course, Vanderbilt, they did not survive. Murray State down with the buzzer. There you have it. Ka-ching, Denaro Thomas right there. You know it's madness when Murray State is beating Vanderbilt. Craziness. Murray State, by the way, in case you guys want to get out your maps, is in a small place called Murray, Kentucky.
That's right.
Who knew?
I did.
That's like the who can you be a millionaire type question there.
Hey,
other winners today include Baylor, Kansas, and Kansas State, I should say, and St. Mary's. So looking at what has gone down today, has it changed your impression and your bracket and the way you're looking at it, Rowan?
No, you know what? It doesn't change anything because you know this is going to happen. You know you're going to have teams that come in that play good as a team. You know, sometimes you're getting the intel, you're getting a little bit late on them. Things are changing, moving parts during the season. And come tournament time, especially the higher seeds, sometimes you can feel that pressure. I can remember going into the tournament. Sometimes you feel that pressure, that smaller seed that's coming in. But you know what? If you kind of just stick with your principles, you go through it, you're still supposed to be able to get the W.
Well, it's kind of funny,
my bracket's still looking good.
Because when you were playing the tournament, man, the one year you were a 5 seed and playing the 12, and that's the matchup that everyone talks about. But then you got the 11 beating the 6 today.
But we took care of business,
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Will, what are you saying?
Well, my bracket's looking real good because I expected some, I wouldn't call them upsets. I mean, if you watch some of the tournaments, you look at St. Mary's, they play in a WCC with Gonzaga, so they can compete on the national stage. I actually picked them to win their game today, and they did. I thought Richmond would fare a little bit better, but for the most part, the first round is shaping up kind of like I thought, except for Villanova being stretched like they were stretched.
That's a warning sign. This team, you know, their last 7 games, the last 5 of them, Cauz, they're not vibing
You know,
right now.
the one thing I'll disagree with you when you say Scotty Reynolds wasn't playing like Scotty Reynolds, and you're right, shooting-wise, it was
2 for 15.
2 for 15, but he went to the free throw line, but 14, 15 times. He only missed 1 free throw in the entire game, and especially these free throws were late when they needed him to generate something. And what I liked about him is he wasn't getting his shot off, but he found other ways to produce points. When you have 20 points on 15 shots, that's still or he had around 20 points. That's still a very efficient shooting day for him. So actually, I was impressed. And sometimes you get these teams where, you know what, these high-ranked teams, they play these first-round games and they're not up for it. And sometimes this can help you moving forward. I remember Florida, same thing back in 2000, 2001 with Mike Miller, hit a late shot and helped propel them.
Bracket's interesting, though, because that's Duke's bracket. Baylor, they struggled at times today, and Villanova. So when you're looking at that bracket, is Villanova the team that you're rolling with?
I mean, I'm still rolling with Villanova. That's Big East, baby. You know what? The defense is there, and you got a guy that can make plays for you down the stretch. Reynolds, I mean, this is nothing new. He's been doing this his whole career. You know, coach has actually kind of come out on record stating that, you know, he is the big shot guy for us. We're expecting that. So for me, that's a big thing in the tournament, is those difficult moments. Can you still make plays? Can you zone in? Can you put the crowd out, still make that dime, still hit that jumper, still hit the free throws?
You know what's great about the tournament, and this is why they call it March Madness, is that it's one of those any given Sunday type things, right? And sometimes the coaching stands out in these times because you can come in with a team that's so loose and say, hey, we don't have anything to lose. We know we're the best in our conference, but these guys don't expect us to be here. So you go out, you compete, you have an opportunity to win these games.
Coaching is huge, and I want to talk Kentucky and Kansas, the 2 top teams heading into this tournament. You got John Calipari with Kentucky, you got Bill Self in Kansas. Which one of these 2 teams do you look at as the true favorite to win the tournament?
Kansas, 100% Kansas. this. I think this is the most well-rounded team. This team's got unbelievable amounts of depth. My problem with Kentucky is, again, with Kentucky, they're such a young team. But we get into Kansas for a second. They can play offense. They can play defense. Collison, by the way, again, you've got the experience all over the place. And Kentucky, I saw this. Kentucky is actually the youngest team in the history of the NCAA tournament.
Is that a huge
Younger than
liability?
the Fab Five.
Yeah.
At this point in the season, though, you're not expecting that your guys are going to be playing like freshmen, right? And then you got the star factor with this guy John Wall. I mean, the things he's doing, 360s, doing layups in games and stuff like that.
But they let too many people. They let too many teams stay close, stay close. Like,
and
I
that's the
worry
youth.
about them.
And that's,
You know why?
that's the youth. That's the
Well,
youth.
no, I think part of it, too, is that teams know how to play Kentucky. I was surprised that Vanderbilt went out so early because they played them tough. Tennessee played them tough a couple of times throughout the season. Even Mississippi State in the final played them very tough.
Mississippi State hit that game one.
If you allow Kentucky to shoot or make them shoot the ball, you pack it in, you play good defense, you don't give them second opportunities because that's where they thrive, in second opportunities. And for some odd reason, all John Calipari teams, they shoot poor free throws.
Yeah.
They're poor at the line, and that's what's going to cost them down the stretch. I look at Kansas. I like Xavier Henry.
Yeah.
I like him as an X factor. Of course, you got Cole Aldridge in the middle.
Yeah,
and in the last 22,
Marcus Morris
here's the
as well.
thing. The last 22 out of 24 NCAA teams that have won the championship had a 6'8" or taller player who was going to the NBA. That's
Cole
Kansas.
Aldridge is a guy. The one thing I learned today is don't bet on Notre Dame in basketball or football. For that matter. Yeah, exactly. The luck ran out. We got to take a break after the break. It's amazing how a big game-winning shot can mask a whole lot of warts. Is what to make of Chris Bosh and the Raptors situation right now.
Sick. What?